Hi, my name is Courtney and I am going to be giving a review and testimonial on Shakeology. I started taking Shakeology the very end of January, beginning of February, in conjunction with my Beachbody Challenge Pack. I committed to doing Insanity Max 30 from Beachbody, and I was taking Shakeology about 5 to 6 days a week for the last 2 months. So the first thing that I want to talk about is before Shakeology, I was not a breakfast eater. I could not stomach breakfast foods in the morning or any food. I was always on the go and I did not have time. I did not make time to make breakfast or eat breakfast. I also didn't drink a lot of water, and I was drinking about a 2 liter of Pepsi or Pepsi Max a day. When I started my Beachbody Challenge Pack, I had to cut the Pepsi out, so I cut Pepsi cold turkey, and I only drank water. That was a huge shock to my system, and I was really worried that I was going to experience severe caffeine withdrawals, and I didn't, and I attribute that to the Shakeology because in the past, whenever I crash dieted or fad dieted or fasted for an event or function that I needed to either fit into a dress into or was just saw a couple extra pounds on the scale, I would cut the soda out cold turkey, and after a couple days I would suffer such severe caffeine withdrawals that I would hop back on the soda train. And after 60 days, apart from a couple glasses of soda that I always chose caffeine free, I really haven't had any soda, let alone any Pepsi, and I haven't experienced any caffeine withdrawals. I'm not taking any supplements besides the Shakeology right now or in the last 60 days. I never had a caffeine headache. I never had caffeine withdrawals, and like I said, I attribute that to the Shakeology. Now let's talk about my lack of breakfast eating. I never ate breakfast, so that did a few things for me. One, I was sluggish in the morning, and my stomach was growling, and I was irritable. My metabolism wasn't started in the morning, so my metabolism wouldn't get up and get going until about lunchtime, where I'd eat really heavily. So those are 2 things against me, and it wasn't helping my weight loss at all. Now, when I got up in the morning and I started drinking the Shakeology, it satiated my hunger and it got my metabolism going. Also, if I had worked out, which I was working out every day now, the protein content in the Shakeology plus all of the superfoods really helped me recover so I could do that next high intensity interval training workout the next night. Because protein is great for muscle recovery. So just to recap, so far I've talked about not having any caffeine withdrawals. I started eating breakfast again, and the protein was great for recovery. Another big thing that I want to talk about is that I suffered from digestive issues. If you know me from Facebook, or if you know me personally, I struggled with it for the last few years. I was in and out of the emergency room. I was in and out of specialist office. I just felt awful. And it really was taking a toll on my life. I was getting depressed. They could never pinpoint definitively what it was, but I would be doubled over in pain once every few months. And I attributed it to the fact that if I ate too many carby, starchy foods, that it would be like that. So I've even tried a gluten-free diet. I tried it for an entire year, and although it lessened the doubling over in pain, excruciating pain, it never stopped. And I've even had diagnoses of irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel, inflamed intestines, inflamed spleen. So run the gamut of everything that they said I could possibly have, but nothing ever definitively. Well, since the Shakeology, I have not had any digestive issues, and it's been 2 months of no doubling over in pain with agony. And yes, I am doing a color-coded portion meal control plan that comes with the Insanity Max 30 challenge pack. However, I am doing 3 carbs and starches a day, 3 yellow portions a day, and normally I would never allow myself to have that much. I really restricted my carb and bread and starch intake because I always attributed those things to my severe pains, and I've had them 3 portions a day for the last 60 days, and I have not had any of those problems. And I really attribute it to the superfoods and the probiotics and the supplements in the Shakeology. I have some notes here. So yes, my appetite was satiated with the Shakeology. I would drink it for breakfast, and it would fill me up. I can and should have a mid-morning snack with my meal control program, but I never needed to. I always felt full and wasn't going to force myself to eat if I wasn't hungry. Another thing I want to touch on, in the occasion that I did have breakfast in the morning, I was stopping maybe once a week at McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts. So I just want to put some things into perspective for you. My favorite Shakeology recipe is the chocolate banana peanut butter. It has a couple different names, so I'm just going to list the ingredients. So I was using a packet of chocolate Shakeology, 1 banana, or sometimes a half a banana, depending on how large the banana was, and a tablespoon of peanut butter, natural peanut butter, about 8 to 10 ounces of water, and 3 to 4 ice cubes in the blender on high, and it would come out nice and frothy and smooth. It never had a chalky, gritty, clumpy taste, and in the past that had turned me off before. I have tried other protein and weight loss shakes that had the chalky taste, and this did not. So that's why I've been able to tolerate it for the last 60 days, because there's nothing like that film on your tongue and teeth. Shakeology, the chocolate packet, is about 160 calories by itself. By the time I added my peanut butter and my banana, it was about 350 calories, which you think is a lot, but think of the things I'm getting in there. I'm getting the protein, I'm getting the potassium, I'm getting the nut butter. All of those things are really good for you, plus all of the superfoods. If I were to go to Dunkin' Donuts maybe once a week, I was getting a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel and an orange juice. Orange juice, lots of sugars. Bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. At Dunkin' Donuts is 460 calories and 1,200 grams of 1,200 grams of sodium and 11 grams of fat. So that's a lot. The sodium has always been a killer for me. If I were to go to McDonald's, the bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, 629 calories, 1,490 milligrams of sodium, and 32 grams of fat. That's not including the orange juice and the hash brown. To look at this now, it really sickens me. But moving forward, I know that I'm making better life choices, healthier life choices. So 160 or 350 to almost 500 or more calories, plus all of the sodium and fat. What would you pick? Well, I'd pick the Shakeology, and I've picked the Shakeology, and I'll continue to pick the Shakeology. So just to recap, no caffeine withdrawals, no digestive issues, I'm satiated, I don't feel sluggish in the morning, I'm actually eating breakfast, and I've made healthier choices. Also, no chalky, gritty, filmy taste. Now, to my results, I'm sure everyone's curious about my results. So I did Insanity Max 30, which is high intensity interval training, 30 minutes a day. And I was taking Shakeology between 5 and 6 days a week for breakfast. The 7th day I was doing like a couple eggs and some spinach, or a couple eggs and some fruit for breakfast on Sundays. So my total weight loss was 20.2 pounds in 56 days. And my total all over body inches lost was 29.5 inches, which is huge. Because if you have done any research in the Beachbody program and you're looking, and results do vary from person to person, 29.5 inches is a huge deal. Now, when I say 29.5 inches, that means adding up the waist, each thigh, the hips, each calf, and the arms, and the chest. So I lost a total body overall of 29.5 inches, and I feel great. And I attribute that to not only my workout program, but to the Shakeology. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave me a Facebook message after this pick play post, or you can email me. My information will be provided. And I hope that you try Shakeology. Thanks.